What's up, motherfucker? The version of you who's got his shit together, is locked in, is that motherfucker, that dude, him. Best version of yourself. He doesn't have to protect his time. He doesn't have to worry about anybody stealing anything. He doesn't have to worry about any of that because he just knows he is in control of his energy. He is in control of his mind. Nobody can steal anything from him because he has it all. Nobody can take from you. Nobody can do it other than you give it away. Like, that's what happens. If I give my attention away to somebody and then I feel wiped out afterwards, that's on me. If I'm doing something and all of a sudden somebody comes in to try to take my attention away from that, to focus on them about something, and then it veers me off and I fuck up the thing I was working on. Example is training sessions, right? When you're working out, you get into the training session and then your phone distracts you and then you start texting, you handle this situation, and then a 2-minute rest turned into a 5-minute rest easily, right? It pulls your distraction away. It frustrates you. It aggravates you. It brings you into that other world when you should be focused on you. That's many other examples though too. The screen, social media, doom scrolling. If you think people are stealing time from you, what you're actually doing is you are letting something distract you and pull you away from yourself. So whatever is happening on the outside where people are like coming in, what's really going on is there's something within you that you're not addressing and that you need to address yourself. Give you an example. So people are stealing time from you. You know, there's all these people just wanting your attention. What do you do to disconnect? You go on social media, you doom scroll, you look at sloppy shit that just pulls your attention and numbs you out for a period of time, right? Instead of getting in touch with yourself and recreating a different day and a different way of thinking and a different perception and focusing on yourself and dialing that the fuck in, a lot of people end up being too exhausted to even do that, and they just numb themselves out on social media, YouTube, reality TV, whatever the fuck it is. And then on top of that, they're eating like shit. They're doing all sorts of other stuff that is just distracting them from themselves. So in essence, they are stealing time from themselves and pushing it out to something that somebody else created to just capture your attention and pull you away from yourself. And other people are coming into your world trying to pull your attention away when you're trying to focus on yourself. It's a conundrum. It's a vicious wheel. And the only way you can stop it is by focusing on yourself and doing it when you don't want to do it. Because in the outside world where people are grabbing your attention, it's often too hard for people to make that just stop. Nope, not handling this right now. You got to go through that process and be comfortable being uncomfortable in those situations. And then eventually you focus on one mission, which is to become the best version of yourself, which is to be the most focused version of yourself, the most in tune and in touch version of themselves. All those things really matter. And it all comes back to focus. So when people are talking about stealing my time, stealing my energy, what they're really talking about is they're pulling your focus away from what you want to focus on, which is yourself or your craft or the mission at hand. But what's going on is you're actually tapping into a nice guy limitation or weakness. If you don't stand your ground and say, this is what I'm going to focus on, you may hear in the voice, I want to check my social media, but you, the best version of yourself, goes, stay clean, stay focused right here. The mission is more important, so you're clear on that, so you don't do the thing, right? But when we're out of touch with that mission, when we're out of touch and unaware of that mission, then we let other people and other things grab our attention. We let a circumstance or a situation overpower our mind. And then the outward blame and they're stealing it, they're taking it away becomes the norm for people like that. And for every finger that is being pointed outward, there is three pointing right back at the pointer, the individual. It means you got to look at within yourself. You got to get clear and in tune and in touch with your mission, your self image, how you see yourself, how you think, how you feel, how you act, to ultimately get those results that you have in life. And if you're not getting the results that you want, you got to start retuning and look within and really see what's going on there. This is where you need to look at the self image that is operating the whole system. Self image is how you see yourself, how you view yourself, how you perceive life. And if you're fat, sick, and out of shape, for instance, I want to make a note here. And when I say if you're anything, fat, sick, broke, whatever negative connotation label you want to attach to it, it is not saying that you are. It's not saying I am any of these things. It's a state of being, it's a state of experience, right? So catch our words, because when I was reviewing this video and I was like, I need to add more detail to this, in that the perception is the state in which you're in or experiencing right now is not the state you have to continue to be in. So if you're in a state of frustration, anger, sadness, doubt, fear, frustration, whatever it may be, it is not I am frustrated. You can say experiencing frustration right now. As cliche and little the whatever type of thing may come about that's so minute or minuscule, it matters. Because if you identify with the emotion, that is now a very disconnected quality. That is a very, like, again, you're pointing the finger at the emotion going, you're making me feel this way. Instead, we need to turn it inward and go, okay, I'm experiencing frustration. That's a trigger to learn something about myself as to why or what this is doing to me internally. Or it's just signifying that you're frustrated. Okay, grateful that this came in. I need to readjust my attitude, my perspective on this, and start looking differently, right? So fat, sick, tired, whatever it may be, is an experience, not an identity. It's a very important distinction that is going to require another video to like really dig into. But overall, I just want you to understand these states of being, whether it's happy, sad, rich, poor, whatever it may be, are just experiences. It's not your identity. It's when it becomes your identity, now you're basing your life on emotions now, right? So if I am fit in the context of like my outward appearance dictates my value, dictates my state of peace and happiness, my state internally, then we have an issue. We have too much connection, too much attachment to the outward appearance or the label or the whatever it is, right? So it can be either on positive or negative. Identifying with the label and the emotion that's tied to it now starts to dictate ultimately your outcomes. Now, there's a paradox here in that you can go into a state of being and truly expect nothing but the best and to be fit, healthy, and all these things. No matter what, it's going to be good. So even if the opposite was to happen, I would still maintain a state of peace, gratitude, and appreciation, right? For whatever is being shown to me, whatever is being presented, whatever the experience is eliciting. It's an opportunity to still be grateful, still be peaceful, still be calm, cool, collective, because the overall mission the best version of myself is that. So continue to be that. And then what life does is it starts to like just naturally give you more of what, okay, this motherfucker keeps on passing the tests. I'm going to give him more of the frequency of what he's vibrating at. And you're going to receive and experience more of those frequency and vibrations. You're going to be more cooler, calmer, collective. You're going to be more youthful. You're going to be more curious, more open-minded, open-hearted to just experiencing new things, and those things get you excited, and you gain more wisdom, you gain more just awareness about what's going on in this whole orchestration and this game. It's amazing. It's endless. If you choose to be those states, regardless of what the outward appearance or the label is designating it as. Remove yourself from those identities. And now you can start to truly consciously choose, decide to be these states of being, regardless of whatever the fuck's going on. Regardless if I'm fit, regardless if I'm fat, regardless if I'm sick, regardless if I'm tired, regardless if I'm energized, grateful, cool, calm, collective, strong, in tune, in touch, aware, and appreciating it all. You get that in tune and you start to continue to be that way, life reciprocates that over and over and over. And you just receive more of that. So hopefully that adds some more detail to this overall point. Self-image is how you see yourself, how you view yourself, how you perceive life. And if you're fat, sick, and out of shape, for instance, well, you're going to continue to view the world from a fat, sick, out of shape man, compared to if you start going, I'm going to view the world as a fit, healthy leader, energized, you are going to see the world through those eyes, and you're going to start seeking the solutions that get you to that state physically, because you start to get there mentally from the spirit first, mentally comes second, and then you start to feel it emotionally, and then you start to take action on those emotions and those feelings because they're in line and in tune with something higher. So it gets you excited, gets you like, holy shit, all right, I got to do this. Or you get rock bottom and you're like, fuck this, I'm done with this, I need to do something else. The best way to really optimize things is through excitement, because it's upward and forward momentum. You don't have to go through the lulls to change. You can actually go, okay, how can I get better? How can I do more? All right, this is hitting my interest. This is getting my excitement going. This is my feelings starting to generate more. And then everything comes into alignment. This is where synchronicities happen more and more and more and more, right? And you still have moments of doubt. You still challenge yourself through those moments. That's always going to be something, but you get more familiar with the pattern. And as you get more familiar with the pattern, go, okay, doubt and fear is coming up. I know what's happening. I'm entering a season or a moment where I'm going to change or uplift myself or advance to the next level, right? And you look for that perpetually. You're looking for that continuously. It shouldn't be a seasonal high. It should be a daily experience. Every day you are born again. Every day, literally, if you look at it that way, like going to bed, waking up, you're born again. It's a new day. People carry the past with them so fucking much. I do it from time to time, but I recognize it more and more, and then I go, okay, time to just move forward. Clean slate. Today's another day. Today's another game. What good does it do for you to miss a shot, let's say, the day before, and focus on that day before missed shot and bring it into the new day where you're going to make new shots? You got to clear it. You got to clear it. You need a clear runway to take off. And if you're throwing shit from the past in front of you on the runway, you're slowing down the speed. You got to bob and weave through those obstacles that are being thrown out in front of you from the past, and you got to keep on facing them over and over. Where it's like you can just clear that shit, create a clear runway so that you can take off at shorter and you can take off at a higher speed and a shorter distance, right? That's ultimately what I'm trying to say. So every day is a new day. Every day is a new game. And when you get more focused, you get more time, so to speak. When you get focused, you stop paying attention to time. It's this fallacy that people are stealing my time, stealing my energy. It's like, really, all you're doing is concentrated energy, right? Just focus. That's what focus is. You're putting all your energy into one thing and focused on that one thing. And when you're focused on it, now it starts to get more energized and it starts to uplift you when you're dialed in on the right thing. When your focus is dispersed, now you're just all over the place. You're not consistent. You're going to miss shots that you normally don't miss, right? It's out of tune. Things need to be retuned, recalibrated. So, life truly is a game. If you start looking at it that way, you don't take it as serious. Like when I rolled in jujitsu or went on a sales call or went on a date or worked out, trained, committed to a coaching program, committed to a mentor, anything. Like you win by not taking it so seriously. When I played football, there's a paradox there where it's like Bruce Lee said this, life is like a play, but played seriously. And that's the game of life. That's the game of any thing. You know, you're in a relationship. It's meant to be played. It's a play, but it's meant to be played seriously. So you're in a play. We're all actors, producers, directors, agents of our own realities. And it becomes like any movie, right? Any actor who plays the role seriously buys us into that reality. And it's like, fuck, that was a great movie because this guy played it seriously. He was it. He was that character. He did that. Denzel Washington comes to mind as one of those guys who just owns that fucking role. Training Day? Holy shit. God. Fucking killed it. What was it? The movie with the football, Titans, right? The Titans. The movie with the football, you know? Hey, um, yeah, it's just like he plays that role. He becomes him, right? The character. I haven't seen Gladiator, the new one with him in it. I heard he had to kiss a guy. That was fucked up. Like they put him in a position where he has to do that or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that movie if you saw it. Uh, it's on the list of things, but not really. First Gladiator was fucking money. Why do you need to recreate it? Don't even try. unless it was supposed to be like a sequel or something like that. But no, they Gladiator first one they played it fucking great. God, what a movie! That's top 10 for sure. Gladiator. So I probably put Fight Club, even though I haven't watched in a long time. Pulp Fiction was really good. Matrix, of course, that's top of the list. Um, yeah, there's some other great movies out there. Everything and Nothing All at Once. That's another good one. It's worth rewatching. Fight Club I recently rewatched. Phenomenal. Highly recommend. Get on it if you haven't. But yeah, this idea of every day is a new game. Every day is a new opportunity. Every day is a new shot. Every day is a new opportunity. And people identify themselves. We identify ourselves. We have in the past, I should say, identify ourselves from what we've done, our previous wins. This gets me wanting to say the old adage, fuck the adage of you're only as good as your last win. No, fuck that. You're as good as you think you are. You're as good as how you view yourself. You're as good as your next win. Because your next win is your next thought. Your next thought is your next result, ultimately. So you watch your thoughts like a fucking hawk. What you say, under breath, especially, in between the ears where nobody hears this shit, you are aware of what you are saying, what you are thinking, what you believe. And when you get clear on those when you define what you believe, holy shit, it is powerful. And you got to question those beliefs because if they're limiting in any capacity, they are limiting you. That that's a hard one to grasp because a lot of these beliefs carry an emotional charge with it, specifically religion, um, specifically around relationships, specifically around men and women dynamics. Those are big ones. Money, too. Same thing, right? Like those are ones that like you gotta bust through some of those beliefs and really challenge yourself and put yourself in uncomfortable positions to really experience growth. Period. Like it's not comfortable. It's not. If it challenges you, it will make you better. If it doesn't challenge you, it's you're playing too small. Man, it's like strength training. What most people think is strength training is actually just like a 40% effort workout. What you think is absolutely like, oh, fucking busting, fuck your shit up type training and doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That is that is challenging, and the growth that comes from that is fucking huge. And you see it all the time. Like I get it, guys who come in who have been training all their life, and like, okay, you're gonna come in and you're gonna get challenged because I'm gonna be fucking with your speed, with your tempo, with your rest, with all those things, squeezing out another fucking rep when you don't think you got it, and you think you're like 80% feels like it's 100, but I'm like, no, motherfucker, you got another two in there at least because I can see it because you're pushing through it. Like you just go a little further. You just go a little bit more in control, more in tune, but at the same time, more power, more strength, and more reps. And it's like that is that's next level. That's what you got to get to with whatever that is. Conversations, expressing yourself. Can't emphasize that enough. Expressing yourself and not caring only caring about the one fucking thing, which is the better version of you. And the better version of you doesn't give a fuck what people think, how he expresses himself. Doesn't give a fuck. Shows up the way he wants to show up, regardless of whatever anybody thinks, especially those closest to him. You, you gotta be, you're going to be crazy. You are going to appear crazy. You are going to appear fucking nuts compared to other people around you. It's the reality, and you got to not give a fuck. Your results speak for the methodology. Really, the only result is really just consistent truth, just speaking from the heart, feeling it, not thinking it. Feel it. Be in touch with that shit. You got to be in touch with that. And that now just changes everything. Because you can say something that is, or do something that is out of pocket, out of line, but your intentions behind it were from the heart. Good intentions for all. And it's important to know your beliefs and your mission in order to align those things and be like, I was out of line. I thought I had this, or I was blind to this spot. Something happened, whatever it may be. But you get clear on it, you're able to clear it up. You get clear on it for yourself first and foremost. Then you get clear with everybody else and go, this ain't going to happen again. The version of you has this on lock. The version of you makes this a strength. So nobody steals anything from you. We give it away. We're out of touch and out of tune with ourselves, which then allows that version to give it away because he doesn't value it enough, doesn't see the value in it, isn't aware of how to maintain it. But then when you get in touch and in tune with yourself more, you're able to hold it strong regardless of circumstance, situation, or scenario. The best version of you doesn't get twisted by anything, doesn't even have to control anything. It's just good no matter what. Cool, calm, collective, in tune, in touch, expressive, real as fuck. That is the version you need to bring in, hone in, partner with, connect with, be in touch and in tune with. That guy is going to move mountains, change the world. That guy is who you can channel and become and be consistently day in and day out. And everything that happens around him is a new day, a new training session, a new opportunity to get stronger, better, another workout to be able to get better, bigger, better, and a higher performer. better at the game of life, better at your sport, better at your business, better at your communication, your relationships. And I think people get bogged down. I know I have. Of like, I don't have it. It's not going to be perfect from the first get go. I'm not going to do it. And that, like, don't let perfection be the enemy of good. You can go from nothing to everything through meditation, through visualization, through practice, intentional practice of really bringing that reality into your presence, being focused on that thing regardless of what's around you. And that allows you to then create and see opportunities that you normally wouldn't have seen from a lower frequency, from a lower consciousness, from a lower energy. But as you elevate yourself and you get in touch and in tune with that guy, then that is when you start to see things differently. What once was scarcity, what once was limited, what once was hard, is now just fucking awesome, easy, and clear. He's unlocked the limitation that the older version of you had. And you can bring that into the now. We have to believe that. And again, shape your beliefs. Look at your beliefs, because if there's some unwanted, undesired result, is a better way to put it. Undesired result, unpreferred result, even better. Preference is like, I love this idea of like, I'm good no matter what. I prefer to have a boy, but I'm good with any girl or boy, right? Oh, got a girl? It's my second best, my second preferred option. I'm not disappointed. I'm excited. It's a new avenue, it's a new route, but nonetheless, it's all good. So, preference over wants, right? I prefer this. I'm good no matter what. Either way, I'm winning. Doesn't matter. I can't lose, right? That's the version that dials you in. Builds you up to the version who receives all those things that you prefer, that you desire, that you imagine, and you visualize. Once when you are able to receive, you will absolutely receive. Can't be a wide receiver in high school and expect uh, touches from Tom Brady, right? Like, you got to work your way up to get yourself to that level, to be in the presence of somebody who has worked to get to that level as well. They're like frequencies now. They can be able to connect. Now they're on the same field. Now they're on the same play. Now they're on the same, you know what I mean? Like, now it's all synced up and linked up because of the frequency of how that wide receiver saw himself to be that version. The same thing goes with anything else in life. That girl, that income, that lifestyle, that health, the relationships, all of it. You got to tune into a frequency. So what you listen to, what you focus on, ultimately either builds or takes away from that frequency, or amplifies or degrades the frequency. So, who do you need to be to have a good night's sleep? Who do you need to be to feel energized in the morning? Who do you need to be? What version of you has enthusiasm to go day in and day out and build the business, fulfill the mission, connect with the right people, handle the things that used to fuck with them in a way that's cool, calm, collective, and treat himself and his body and his well-being in a way that allows him to get the most respect and most admiration and acknowledgement from and really just a reflection of the world. Because I'm going to say the ultimate version of you doesn't need acknowledgement, doesn't need respect, doesn't need admiration from anybody. Gets it all on himself, and as a result of that, he starts to see the world reflect that through people and situations and scenarios that give the return the energy of respect, admiration, because that the version of you is just overflowing with it, is giving it to everybody because you don't need it. It's just there, boom, 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 and it just flows back to you and just continues to give, 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 give. Give yourself respect, give yourself admiration, and that self respect and admiration, that self love, what it is, what it looks like is focusing on yourself inwardly, exercise, mentality, reflecting on your beliefs, reflecting on your thoughts, monitoring your thoughts, being aware and analyze, like watching yourself watch the sequence of events going on. If you can watch yourself from a third person as you are listening to somebody else, you can pull back and watch the avatar listening and what thoughts they're thinking and what they're doing while they listen to this other version of themselves, somebody else. And you can tweak and optimize and hit the A button, so to speak, to get them to think differently. You are the master controller. Who's speaking to you right now is not this physical body, it is pulled back. It's just picking up a frequency that is then just channeling the transmission of thoughts, frequencies, vibrations into a form that you can hear with your ears and then decipher and process in your brain. And then that downloads and programs you in a certain way to then receive frequencies at a certain level. So it's important who you listen to, who you talk to, what information you take in, what food you take in, because then you transmute it, translate it into outward energy, ability to create a better world, more value to give, which allows you to receive more value, and then you're able to just reciprocate that, and it's just a big flowing river of energy going on. So I think I'll wrap it up here. Let me know your thoughts on this. Anything that comes to mind for yourself. When you stamp something in technology, reality, whatever you want to call it, this experience, you are doing it for yourself, which leaves an imprint for somebody else. So, whatever you got from this, go ahead and comment below. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to see it because it helps the flow keep on going, right? Every day is a new game. Every day is a new opportunity to redefine and define who you are. Clear the runway. Don't let old shit come back in front of you to have to dodge and inhibit you from taking off. And know that your focus and your energy is in your control. Always and forever. End of story. All right, y'all. Peace.